Salam, shalom. I'm giving you all a chance to get in here. Hopefully, I'm clear. Hopefully, everyone's in good spirits. First one in, please let me know how the sound is. Now, I want to do this important video. This video is based on a debate I seen between Lord Jamar and a guy named Professor. I forgot his name. I apologize. But the name is in the title. Like I said, if any of you guys don't mind, can you let me know what the brother's name is in the title? The professor. But that professor and Lord Jamar had a debate about flat Earth, and I want to explain something deep to you guys in regards to that debate concerning gravity. Because at some point they went off into a discussion of gravity. Yeah, his name is Professor Dave. Now, if I need to lower the music, please let me know now before I begin. Like I said, hopefully everyone's well. Hopefully everyone washed their booty. I know y'all like to skip showers in the winter. I already told y'all you can't do that. This is just not copacetic. Do you hear me? Now, as I wait for you guys to give me an answer in regards to the music being turned down, I want to say this. Happiness and inner happiness and wisdom. The foundations of these things, meaning emotions wise, is sexiness. You have to feel sexy. Now, I know some of you guys are really tough. Say, I ain't sexy. That's gay. No, child. We're not speaking sex, but we're speaking sexy. The feeling of it. It's a deep thing. Maybe women can relate more than men. But if you've never felt sexy before, that means you have a lot of insecurities within. So some of you guys may say, I never felt sexy. I don't even know what he's talking about. It sounds a little spicy to me. Sound like Solace was spending too much time at a Diddy party. No, child. It's a deep thing. And I'm not being funny either. Your inner happiness and feeling sexy go hand in hand. And so y'all make sure y'all take care of y'all vessels, grease down your body. A lot of y'all feet, in the back. It's a little crusty. It's wintertime. I give you a pass. A lot of y'all legs look like frosted flakes. Brown and frosty, ashy. And so start there. Groom the self. Clip the nails if needed, And all you the self down. You got to sanctify the self, and begin to appreciate, the good aspects of self. And you get to working on, whatever parts of self you may not like. Maybe you got a big belly. Maybe you got stretch marks, this thing or that. But you get my point. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So none of that would matter. It's all on how clean and well kept the thing is. I'm sure some of y'all seen very beautiful women, but you like, she a little dusty. And I'm sure y'all have seen women that ain't that physically attractive, but you like, she well kept. Like, she takes the time out on herself, I can tell. And so, keep these things in mind. Life moves fast. We get caught up in the and the movements of society. And you get my point? Kind of forget the tend to self. Now, I'm assuming that the music isn't too loud because none of you guys said anything. Now, I want to start this video. Like I said, there was a debate between Lord Jamar and a guy named Professor Dave. Now, the first thing I want to say before I start is this. Professor Dave was very unprofessional, and he lacks manners. A lot of you guys like to engage into things concerning wisdom and knowledge, but your etiquette is off, meaning the foundations of wisdom is balance, morals, good etiquette. And when you don't have that, you get my point? You can't truly think you got wisdom. Wisdom is a splendor. The guy, Professor Dave, because no brother of mine's have that kind of etiquette. This has nothing to do with race, just etiquette. He was acting really goofy. He was way disrespectful when you consider Lord Jamar's like almost 60. Professor Dave looked like he might be 30 or so. And so he came in way too disrespectful, calling him stupid. And I forgot his exact words, but it was way past disrespectful. And when you consider Lord Jamar's age, I don't understand why Godfrey and nobody didn't say anything like, hold on, why you coming in here talking in that manner? Wrong and right don't coincide with respect and disrespect. Meaning if a person wrong, that don't mean they have a wrong perspective than yours. That don't mean you disrespect them. If I'm speaking about flat earth, I may be like, man, flat earthers, they got a flat brain. But I'm not speaking to any individual. I'm just speaking in a whole. Now, if I'm debating an individual on flat earth, I'm not going to insult them and, be like you dumb or anything like that. Just explain to them the error in their ways. And it'll go however they want it to go from there. But you get it? The initial conduct is everything. And so where is the FBA for things like that? I was sitting here worrying about Fat Joe, and y'all worrying about Fat Joe because he's famous. But it matters concerning our elders. A lot of y'all don't see like the deep underlying message, If you go back and watch that debate, he spoke to Lord Jamar like that because of the way Lord Jamar carried himself. He dressed like a kid. A lot of times we sacrifice our minds to hip hop. And that, do you get my point? You stay a kid beyond your years. And so a lot of white people look at older black men as still children. And you can tell from how they speak to y'all. And y'all response ain't never right. Meaning Lord Jamar should have checked them and said, I wouldn't care if I'm right or wrong. You better get like how you talking together. Don't talk to me like that. And that ain't up for debate. You know how I be telling y'all, you have no choice but to respect me. That ain't even a discussion. And so he skipped right over that. And you get my point? Kind of accepted the initial disrespect. Of course, at some point, Lord Jamar started, getting sassy, but still. And so I want to say to the Professor Dave person, you got to get your etiquette together. And more than that, you can't be talking to black people like that. Especially not in these times where you see black people unstable when they ready to crash out. They be a goofy like you start a whole race war because you don't understand etiquette and respect. And so if you're going to debate somebody, the first thing you decide if you like them or not. If you don't like the person, there's no need to have a debate with them because you already know what that's going to be. And that's for everybody, black, white, Indian, whatever. If you going to debate a person and you know deep down, I don't really like them, what are you debating them for? Wisdom got to do with etiquette, respect, emotional control. There should be nobody you dislike unless they did something physical to you or to a loved one. Outside of that, people are not things in the store, products, where you say, I like this, I don't like that. People. You're going to get along with who you get along with, and you get my point, to each his own. You want the person on their path to life to at least have respect for your path in regards to, like, and bushing you all disrespectfully. And so a lot of y'all need to learn those things, meaning y'all coming into, these wisdom forums, but y'all don't have the etiquette. Y'all don't know how to carry it. And that, do you get my point? Professor Dave is young. And so that reflect on his elders, meaning at some point, y'all let the forums or the platforms of wisdom become exploited out. So where you got people that skipped over the fundamentals of wisdom, which is balance, honor, morals, manners, and so hopefully y'all grasping. I wasn't too long-winded on that part. Now I want to get down to the actual science. Now I want to say this to Lord Jamar before I begin. You're a rapper, brother. Now, you're not that wise. It's not smart for you to be getting into discussions with people about science, and you knowing like you probably wasn't that great in science in school. Can't make up your own science. If the discussion is a matter based on science, you got to know whatever the science is that's being spoken of. If I'm debating, let's say, black people make up their own science. Say I'm debating one of y'all. I know if I'm debating somebody that went to school, debate them on the school science and then draw them into whatever science I know. But a lot of y'all watch online, y'all get a little excited, y'all hear things, y'all start feeling like y'all really wise, and you get it. Hopefully, Lord Jamar don't got too go when he realized like you embarrassed yourself. Dude smoked you, but dude wasn't right about anything. Meaning Lord Jamar lost the debate, but neither one of them was right about anything they said. And this is the same with like Wes Huff and Billy Carson. Billy Carson got smoked, but neither one of them was right about anything. And y'all overlook theories. Y'all have theories, which is guesses, as right. And y'all have belief as the truth. So y'all will debate belief systems, which belief ain't the truth. And y'all will debate y'all theories for getting their guesses. And it's cool to debate y'all guesses until y'all start arguing like it's a fact. Guesses is always gonna be guesses. Now, this for Lord Jamar, meaning the Professor Dave. You have fun with Lord Jamar. Now watch this. I'm gonna smoke you. Earth is not a blue ball spinning in the sky. Earth is a word for soil. Again, this for Lord Jamar. I'm about to smoke you, you dumb. You dumb. Earth is a word for soil. Dirt. Not a blue ball spinning in the sky like you got from school. Again, who don't know that? That part. Earth is a blue ball spinning in the sky. Dirt. Matter. That part. You're stupid. Now, Earth ain't flat, but you're stupid. And so, let's get into this. Of course, you got Earth on every plane of existence. Our unconscious mind, which is like airs, this is soil. The consciousness is planted into it. It blossoms out in the morning. A woman's menses cycle. Immense blood, that saw you on a spiritual level. R, substance level. Seed is planted into that menses. Y'all know the seed, seminal fluid, and the baby blossoms out in its time. And of course, you have dirt, physical dirt, R, soil. And that's what Earth is. Earth is not a blue ball spinning in the sky. Blue ball spinning in the sky, this comes from one understanding, the constellations up above. You have the dark cosmic space or the dark night sky, and you have all the constellations or clusters of stars there. As above, so below. All those clusters of stars are the map to all the lands of Earth. In the past, before there was any countries named and discovered, man had to know the stars. That's how you navigate the sea and find new lands. This is before a compass. A compass is fashioned after the dark cosmic space. Constellation is over a specific land of Earth. It's the map or the compass for the Earth. Speaking of the lands of Earth. And this was the ancient knowings. This is why you have the Shemha Mepharash, or the 72 names of God, or the 72 demons. It all has to do with cosmic space, the constellations. Like I said, a compass is just the night sky as instrument. Man sailing the seas, it ain't always night. And that he gotta stop sailing and wait till night so he don't lose his direction. In that, he make the compass north, south, east, west, all the points on it. It mimics up above. In that, he can still do his thing in the day. And this is why the earth is made like a circle, because when they was discovering the lands, you in the constellation. So do you get it? It's all an instrument thing. It's all for a perspective thing. It was never to say that the earth was a round ball. But if you make the earth a round ball, so then you can grasp it better because we're using these circular objects. Or if you understand the cosmic space and the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Like I said, all the constellations are like cardinal directions or longitude, latitude lines of space. But as above, so below. In that, man learned the stars, or he see the stars, and with that understanding, he know he can set sail in whatever constellation he know, land beneath it. You got a bunch of constellations in the cosmos. We reckon 88, but there's way more than that. And like I said, they're all situated over a specific land of Earth. As above, so below. This is your first map. This the night sky. And so, like I said, Earth is not a blue ball in the middle of nowhere. Earth is dirt or soil. And y'all are confusing the skies and all of these other things. We live in a solar body. The planets are like the chakras that coincide with your spine. And the sun rises and sets the way you see it. The sun is not stationary and the planets are spinning. The sun is moving up and down and the planets are chakras. They're stationary. They spin in their place, but they're stationary. I'm not speaking of the ground. I'm speaking of sky part, the chakra. When you come into Earth, you don't come into solidness. You come into, the orb or the light that it is. In that case, blue can say. In the earth or the dirt is inside the chakra. You get it? The orb. And so, like I said, we live in a solar body. The science y'all learn in school is not accurate, but it's good for perspective. It's good for everybody being on the same accord. It's good for society. But it was never meant to be taken as you get it 100% accurate because ain't nobody traveling space checking out none of these theories. They're just guesses. In regards to Earth being circular, that come from the compass. Night sky and the constellations in it. It's not about proving to nobody that Earth is flat or round. That's common sense. There is no flat. A disc is flat, but it's a circle. A tabletop is flat, but the table is rectangular or square or circle. There is no shape flat. When you say, is Earth flat or round? You're dumb. Flat ain't no shape. Round is. To say, is Earth round or flat is to say, is Earth round and nothing. That part. Y'all are not that bright. Professor Dave, you're a professor. You're not that bright. You looked good against Lord Jamar, but I'm speaking for him now. You're not that bright. I'd have smoked you so fast, like, just for the disrespect. And so, like I said, we live in a solar body. And Earth ain't a ball spinning in space. Earth is dirt. You can go back to the elements. Earth is dirt. For those of y'all that's slow to say, no, Earth ain't dirt. Earth is dirt and will always be dirt or soil. You can make it whatever you want. Whether you go into the elements, earth, wind, fire, all of that, or whether you just talking about period. Earth is dirt, soil. This place is called earth because it's full of soil. And you can grow things. It's in wisdom. Tony, like I said, my channel have to do with wisdom and respect. If you don't got the proper etiquette, maybe you are a fan of Professor Dave and you conduct yourself in the way he do, but you excuse yourself from here. Anything I say wrong, you make sense in how it's wrong. You don't just dumb talk. Now, back to the real discussion. And so any of you guys lost on is Earth flat or round? Flat ain't no shape. So you can get that out your brain. There's no shape flat, and there's way more shapes than round. I did a video explaining how Earth is an icosahedron. Like I said, all the planets are like the chakras of the solar body. They're like the chakras of the solar body. And of course, these chakras coincide with the platonic solids. The platonic solids is what's manifesting everything physical, just like the chakras, your orbs. And so you get my point? Earth isn't a ball in space. We don't live in a ball in space. When it says earth, it's speaking of the dirt, the soil that the place is. In regards to the blue spinning ball, like I said, that's the chakra, the orb, the light. And so all the planets are like that. They emanate their color. I guess Mars is like reddish oranges, and you get my point. But inside the orb of Mars is the dirt, the soil, the earth. And so y'all have the complete wrong perspective of things. Now I want to get to I want to get into gravity. They were arguing about gravity. Eric Wisdom said the perimeter is circular, but the surface is more so flat, hence airplane. Not making any sense. Not sure why y'all don't see that on your own. Whatever you watched on TV is inaccurate. Keep talking about spinning balls in space. That's made up. And so what you're speaking of have to do with that. Seem to get that out your brain. Again, Earth is dirt, but you still speaking along the guidelines of a spinning magical ball in space. That part. Brains don't work that good, but hopefully at some point you grasp what I said about Earth being dirt. Now let's get to gravity. Watch this. I'm talking to Professor Dave if he ever gets to see this. Professor Dave was talking to Lord Jamar about gravity. He was trying to explain to Lord Jamar that gravity is real, basically. Now, I want to say this to all of y'all. Gravity ain't real. It doesn't matter if you're agreeing with me. You're wrong. You're speaking like Earth is a spin ball in space. You said the perimeter. Perimeter of what? Earth is dirt. Yeah, that part. Again, you said the perimeter is circle, but the surface is more so flat. What are you talking about? A spinning ball in space? Because Earth is dirt. He said the dimension, sir. Y'all see how his brain scrambled? Earth is dirt. Saw you. He said the dimension, sir. He's speaking of this spinning ball in space. He doesn't get it. There's no spinning ball in space, and whatever you're speaking about makes no sense. Go outside and pick up some dirt. Again, go outside and pick up some dirt, and then make sense when you speak. Yeah. Somehow, when I'm explaining to you, you don't make no sense. Clicking in your brain. Earth is soil. What are you talking about? That part, y'all are thrown off. He said, I'm with you on that. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I hear you. I can read. You're explaining dirt like it ain't dust on the floor. You're explaining it like it's a ball spinning in. Salam, champ. You'll get it when you do. Now, let's get to gravity. There's no gravity. Y'all listening? A lot of y'all don't know how deep I am. Professor Dave wouldn't last 3 seconds, just like I always tell y'all. Now watch this. Watch how deep this is. Shh. Eric Wisdom, please be quiet. You're not smart. You're not even making sense in reality as of yet. You're still speaking on theories and things you heard and seen on television. This beyond that. But listen. Now, there's no gravity. Gravity is just a theory to describe whatever the force is that keeps us down, from rising up and not coming back down. I'll say that again. Gravity is just a theory to explain a force, but a theory is a yes. That part. A guess ain't a fact. Now, there's no gravity. There's breathing. And say, Solace, why can't you inhale? Feel light, don't you? Now exhale. We went back down, right? That's gravity. Gravity in y'all. It's called breathing. Two opposite forces, the dual nature of self, the inhale, the exhale, the coming and the going. And that's what keep y'all grounded. That part. Y'all made a spirit or ether, fire, and matter. The fire looking to raise up and the matter is looking to set. In that, y'all breathe in, y'all raise, and then you get it? The exhale counters it. That's gravity. The breath. Now, some of y'all will say, man, birds fly. Birds breathe in one direction. See how you need a lot of wisdom to know what you talking about? Say, Solid, how do birds fly? Because birds don't breathe like you. Everything y'all seeking outside of self is in self. Y'all don't know self, so y'all don't know nothing. And that y'all say, man, this thing called gravity. No, there's this simple thing called breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, you go back down. And that dual nature within self is the force that control everything on the outer. Meaning the same force within breathing is outside of you. You follow? The matter is setting, and all that is light or fire is looking to raise. And that you throw a ball up in the air, it's just matter. It have no ether in it. But the air is like ether, so it take it up, but at some point it come back down. Now, when you're dealing with birds, birds breathe in one direction, meaning they just inhale, and that they're able to raise because there's nothing to counter it. Meaning there's no exhale to counter it. They just breathe in one direction. That part. That's gravity. Said Nip said it best. It's all about your breathing. It's all about understanding your breath. Your breath is your soul. And close your eyes right now. And to focus on the inhale and the exhale. You will come to realize it's just a pulsating force. It has nothing to do with an inhale and an exhale. It's just a force that's pulsating. And it's causing that inhale and exhale. But there's no breath that you're bringing in. There's no breath that you're bringing in, and there's no breath that you're pushing out. There's just that force. It went dead on my end. That force is making that. And so it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. I'm going to block some of y'all coming here playing too much like a goofy. And so there's no gravity. There's just breathing and understanding the breath and understanding that fire rise and matter set. And this is day and night, unconsciousness or consciousness. You get my point? All you have is two things and the many emanations of it. And two things is basically unconsciousness and consciousness. That's the source of darkness and light. So on and so forth. Day and night. You get my point? Male and female. Eric Wisdom said, with all respect, do you know what inhale and exhale means on the spiritual realm? I have much respect for you, my brother. Salam. You have no choice but to. This channel got to do with reality. I don't got time for stupid talk. Salam. Now, Professor Dave, you beat Lord Jamar, but you didn't beat him at anything, meaning y'all both wrong. If you a flat earther or a round earther, y'all are both wrong. And a round earther is a fool for even having the discussion because flat is not a shape. It's nothing on its own. It's like season. You put it on stuff, you know? What's flat? That part. Nothing. And so when y'all skip and convince yourselves y'all wise before y'all are, then you get my point. It's the way to dumb. I'm going to block you in a minute, Eric Wisdom. Your ears don't work. He said, then I'll answer for you, champ. He said, you're not above. This ain't your channel. And you look like a damn fool that's desperate to talk. You know how dumb and desperate you looked answering your own question? Nobody even asked you nothing. Again, do you know how dumb you look and desperate you look to talk and have a discussion? You answering your own question that nobody even asked you to answer or asked you to ask. Now I'll say it again. None of your questions make no sense. And nothing you ever said here made any sense. You're just a little kid. Jason Jefford said, flat is a perspective. It depends on how closely you're looking. Salam. Like I said, flat is nothing. Some of y'all are slow in that way where you like to speak past realities. And so, again, I gave you all the examples that you need. There's nothing flat on its own. If there is, you tell me what. What physical thing is just flat? No shape included. That part, nothing. Salam, Eric Wisdom. Enjoy yourself. Waste my time with stupid losers. Like I said before, wisdom is an etiquette. Some morals. He's just a bum desperate to talk. Some of y'all don't have discussions a lot, conversations with people. You overreach. When you start answering your own questions and having whole conversations with yourself, you get my point? Time to go. Peace and wisdom, Shadow. I was waiting for one of y'all to tell him, blood, shut up. Keep dumb talking. And so a lot of y'all need to start over in regards to wisdom, you know. Y'all egos have dumped y'all out. Eric Wilson said he wiser than me. Eric Wilson, since you desperate for attention, email upscaleknowledge@gmail.com. And if you really believe in yourself, I'll give you 10 minutes. Today, tonight, 3-4 hours from now, you get yourself together. And I'll bring you on my live. And I'll smoke you in 3 seconds. I give everybody that time. You're not going to last past 3 seconds on whatever you want to discuss. You could pick the topic. It wouldn't matter. This has nothing to do with ego. Y'all don't measure, y'all dumb. So I don't think I'm going to beat you because I got ego. I think I'm going to beat you because you're dumb. There's no self-awareness. I don't put yourselves on a scale. Just others. Y'all see out. Y'all judge out. Not in. And that, you get my point? I'll be talking about things that don't even make no sense. Things that are not even real in reality. Just theories or guesses. And I have you in a religion, that's a belief system. Like it's a truth already that came true. Like that. Y'all lost y'all way. And so hopefully most of y'all grasp. In regards to Lord Jamar and Professor Dave, you can't learn truth in an institution, in college, jail, any institution you can think of is a brainwashing. I'll say that again. Like I said, I'll say that again. Any institution you can think of, what school, college, anything. It's a place for brainwashing, painting a perspective into the mind, but it has nothing to do with the truth. It just has to do with having everybody on the same accord. Oh, I heard it, man. He said, "Did you fart?" Oh, that was my slipper. But I was listening for my daughter just now. Yeah, like I said, I forgot where I was, but hopefully most of y'all grasp. Things are a lot simpler and deeper than y'all are making them. Meaning y'all making things more complicated or complex than need be. In that, y'all shallowing things completely out. In regards to the truth of life, it's all simple. It's a deep, deep thing, though. Life is a repeating thing. You got many levels of life. And as minds, we're just evolving or transcending through these different levels. So you have atoms, the atomic level of life. You have the molecular level of life. This is molecules. You have the cellular level of life. This is cells. You have the organism level of life, the solar body level of life, the galactic body level of life, the universal body. You got all these different planes of existence. And as minds, we're kind of evolving or transcending through them. Y'all were all cells before, meaning y'all were cells in y'all mother's belly, an egg cell. A sperm cell and an egg cell merged, a conceived egg cell. And at some point, y'all grew in that belly and was born out on the next plane of existence. The life is within the life. And so you get my point. Your solar system, from your perspective, get clear in the face and be on the same plane of existence. Same way we live inside of a solar body, to be born out of it, to be on the same plane of existence as it. So this is the process of life. Most people don't get these things, these simple things. Y'all are lost into the rhetoric, either school institution rhetoric or opposing that rhetoric. So if you wasn't good at school, now you done made up your own science that opposes that science, but you get it? It's a bunch of rhetoric. If anyone wants to give back, click the link in the description. Listen if I missed anything. And so, like I said, there's no gravity. There's no force outside of self that keeps self down. This is all internal. Y'all breathe. And of course, as within, so without. So you get my point? We're in the solar body. There is a breathing happening. You follow? Your cells are bounded to you because you breathe. Again, I said there's no gravity. There's just breathing. And that is the gravity that keeps everything down. The exhale. And so you have micro bodies within you, cells. And I'm sure y'all say, man, them cells got gravity because they don't ever float outside of you. You're breathing. They breathe. Do you get as above, so below? It's all simple. That part. Now, that's a fact. Do you see the difference? I have theories. No, gravity is this imaginary thing that just keep you down to the floor. Can't do nothing with that. But y'all breathing. And y'all can all inhale right now and you feel the lightness come. And I could teach y'all how to float. I've said this in previous videos when I was explaining erection. I said a baby becomes erect. This is when they go from like all rubbery to standing upright. Your 3-year-old child walking around erect was not the same consistency at 6 months. Meaning it was like rubber at 6 months. Just pulling their feet into their mouth like rubber. But around 3, they can't do that. You get it? Them legs kind of stiffen and harden out. They become erect. And this is because of their mind. Their mind evolved or matured. The kid reaches puberty. The penis becomes erect. But this is a matter of their mind. You get it? And so it's the same after that. We're supposed to fulfill or complete that order, meaning the baby becomes erect, then it walks, stands up on its legs. If you're familiar with the penis, when it becomes hard, it becomes weightless and can put a wet rag on it. You get it? The rag will not make it set. There's nothing you can do to make a hard penis go down. It has no weight. It is going up. If it wasn't attached to the man, it'd probably just fly off. If you a man, you have a penis and you know what I'm talking about. If you ain't really working with nothing, then I wouldn't know how it is for those of y'all lacking, but I'm just speaking of those who are regular and, a little gifted like myself. A little girthy. I'm just playing. Little long and girthy. It's a deep thing. Eat cherry. My channel is for, you know, mature people. A lot of y'all need to come back when you learn manners from your parents and you don't, you're not so proud to be dumb and sloppy. Now, like I said, the penis raises, becomes weightless. The next step after that is for the mind to mature or evolve to where y'all can levitate or, raise up off the ground. And this all has to do with y'all breath. Like I said, y'all can inhale right now. You can feel the weightlessness coming, or you can feel yourself raising up. Not off the ground, but you. Like when we all breathe, there's a raising and a relaxing. Again, if I tell all of y'all, stop breathing, now lift your shoulders back. There's weight there. Ain't none of y'all about to be like, oh, it was nothing to do that. Like, yeah, it's nothing to do it, but you get it? To sit upright and straight, I had to put a little something into it. Your breath just did it with no problem, meaning just breathing really hard. Like that. That's how easy it is for us to just levitate. But it's the exhale that counters it. The exhale have to do with the body, the matter of self. The inhale have to do with the went out on my end. What you just said, Darrell Watson, that was pretty accurate and deep. He said when you're in high vibrational being, I was about to that's that retard talk, but I gave you a chance. That's that retard online talk. But he brought it all together. He said negativity or low vibrations tend to act as gravity and pull energy downward. I like that part of what you said. The first part was stupid. But yeah, that's about right. Lucifer, salam, shalom. Now, like I was saying, if you breathe in, you'll see the weightlessness or the lifting aspect of self when you exhale. So you get it? This is what keeps you from rising up. This is what makes you always come back down. Your body, the flesh, the self, the Satan, that. And so you get it? That's the source of your unconsciousness and your consciousness. That's the source of your life and your death. All three of these things being one. I mean, inhale and exhale, y'all unconscious mind and conscious mind. Y'all living and dying. This is all the many emanations of the comings and goings of self, which is that pulsating force that y'all call a breath. You know, the inhale, exhale. And so it's a deep thing to grasp. Solid skin looks like earth. Salam. I have to grow up at some point. Be talking like 3 years. Now, like I said, that pulsating force that we call our breath, the inhale, exhale. In Hinduism, That's the Jiva Atman. The Jiva Atman is the eternal soul. Or you can say the Jiva is like the eternal soul. And the Atman is the witness of it. Now, the Jiva is that the Jiva is the inhale, exhale of self, or the pulsating breath. Meaning, if I tell all of y'all, close your eyes and just focus on your breathing. Like I said, close your eyes and focus on your breath or the inhale, exhale force of it. The force of it. The pulsating force of it. Don't get lost into your breathing. Focus on the force of it because it does it on its own. Meaning, don't control your breathing. It will do its own thing. It doesn't need you. Again, focus on your breathing. Don't try and breathe. It does it on its own. It doesn't need you. It's its own thing. I'm trying to show y'all something. If you close your eyes and you listen while I'm speaking and you focus on your breath, this is the kind of one-on-ones I do in person with people. We sit on yoga mats and I explain to them, stretching and things like that. And then the breath, which is your soul. You ever see me sitting Indian style and then I just raise up like that and it looks so simple. I understand my breath and floating. Y'all learn too much fake scholarship in that y'all can't do anything. You get my point? Y'all could just talk a bunch of stuff. And so if you close your eyes and focus on the breath, some of y'all can get y'all yoga mats right now. But you have the breath. Can y'all stop blabbering out things? You're not a Hindu scholar. You heard this or that here, there. Shut up and learn. Y'all act like y'all don't want to learn nothing. That's the most annoying. Again, only a dum-dum does that. If a wise person or anybody speaking and explaining something, I ain't blabbering out nothing before they finish. Why? I don't know what they about to say. Y'all like that, like children in the brain. Somebody say something, you want to act like you know too before they even said anything. That part. Can y'all stop coming here with all that dumb? And come here to learn. Whatever y'all talking about, you get my point? That shit my past. That shit from when I was dumb. I don't want to hurt y'all feeling. I can't believe y'all that dumb where y'all can't see on y'all own. Like, okay, I ain't on his level. I'm smart or whatever I think I am, but I ain't on dude level. When y'all be doing that dumb shit, it make me wonder, like, are they on drugs or a mental case? I can't see nobody in life really thinking like, yeah, I think I could beat him in a debate. I'm too diverse. That's okay though. Y'all don't have to worry about beating me. Get smart for your own damn self. You get it? But outside of that, I don't see like you'd have to. If one of y'all debated me, anybody in life, I'd be, and you somebody that's online that people could see already, I'd be halfway looking at you like you must be, dude, got to be. Some of y'all like that. You be like, dude, got to be stupid. He didn't hear this brother break down all that shit. I wouldn't debate me like. I would just be like, nah, dude know a lot of different things. I don't want to overstep. Again, I explain gravity to y'all. I said ain't no gravity there, it's just breathing, inhaling and exhaling, and that's gravity. That's the force that keep you bound. Most of y'all would have been lost right there. You never even thought of that. Didn't I explain it to you? I said, man, you see how birds fly? Man, they can fly because they only breathe one direction. We inhale, exhale, they don't. Y'all ain't know that? Y'all don't know shit. That part. Now, if you listening when I'm breaking down things, I don't see how in y'all brain you'd be like, yeah, I think I could beat him in a debate. How? Y'all can't eat. Whatever I say to y'all, you need at least a week to think on it. Meaning, to be honest with you, what I just said about gravity, most of y'all need about 2-3 years. You need at least a year. You never heard that before. So you gotta process it. That part. Half the things I say, y'all ain't even begin to think about. In that, come and learn. Y'all be desperate to debate and don't know nothing. Now, close the eyes. Focus on the breath. Don't control it. Meaning, don't, and all of that weird stuff. You just relax and settle the self. And focus on the inhale and the exhale. Peace and wisdom, shadow. Focus on what I'm doing or what I'm telling y'all so y'all get something out of life. Focus on the breathing of self, but relax yourself. That way you can see, like, okay, the breath doesn't need my assistance. It has it. It's breathing on its own. In Hinduism, that's the jiva, that breath, that pulsating force that you don't need to control or help. If you try to hold your breath, you get it? You can't overcome the jiva. It don't need you. You need the jiva. This is the breath. Y'all view y'all breath as y'all own doings or y'all own happenings. Meaning y'all view it as y'all bringing in air and blowing it out. But that's not what's happening. Y'all have a pulsating force inside. And that's the breath or the soul. In Hinduism, the jiva. That's the eternal soul. Then you have the Atman. This is the witness soul. The pure consciousness. Now, when y'all sitting there paying attention to y'all breath, like that. The jiva is the breathing. When you grasp, you don't need to control it and it's its own thing. And when you are paying attention to that in that moment, you are the witness of the jiva or the Atman, the pure consciousness observing. That's Hinduism. Are the understandings of the Jiva Atman. From there, there's another presence. This is the Trinity. Meaning you have an unconscious mind, y'all have a dream state mind, and y'all have physical awake mind. 3 different awarenesses all within one. In religion, that's the Trinity. In Hinduism, the Trimurti, the Godhead, the 3 states of awareness. From there, of course, you got the spirit, which is the substance of self, and then you have the physical body. But you have the breath. That's the jiva. So that's what I was just explaining to y'all. I like to do these when I'm explaining like Hinduism. I don't want to say Hinduism because most of y'all, a lot of people have studied under Hinduism and they didn't come to what I just explained. They probably like, damn, that's what I needed. Like that. So it ain't Hinduism. It's just my understandings of things. But in Hinduism, they have a word named Jiva, and their explanation or definition of that word is speaking of what I just explained, the pulsating force within self, which we would call the breath or breathing. And then you have pure consciousness or the Atman. Now, usually the Atman or the pure consciousness is in La La Land. You get it? It's not paying attention to the jiva or the eternal soul. This is the breath. It's just doing its own thing, looking out, daydreaming, whatever. When you take a time out and you get it and you look, or you become aware of that breathing, this is when you snap into the Atman or the pure consciousness. And that's the consciousness that's needed to pull in higher thought. Meaning the consciousness has to be pure or clean like that. So those of y'all that did what I said, peace and wisdom. Like I said, anyone wants to give back, you can click the video's title. I believe in balance for all of y'all that's new. Meaning I don't teach for attention. I wouldn't care about that. I'm old. I teach. This is how I earn my living, my literature, my website, things like that. And so, yeah, and hit that like button and all that other stuff he said. Now, like I was saying, I like to do these little lessons in person. You get it? That way you sit down, you kind of close your eyes, groups, but four, five people. You don't want to do too much energy ain't good. It's like in the house. If you got too many things plugged in, you might blow a fuse. You got too many people in this in the space. So you get my point? Too much energy. But I like to do these in person, like four or five people, yoga mats, maybe on a pillow, carpeted floor, whatever the case may be. Show y'all a little bit of stretches, things to loosen you up internally. We become like mucus inside, stiff and hard. Maybe some of y'all got a little pain in the back of the neck. That's mucus buildup. To stretch and breathe that out. But you got to understand, cool air and warm air. Your inhale is cool. The force that lifts. That exhale, that's where that hot stinking breath, you get it? That's on that. That's that. Oh, it's deep and simple. I already told y'all that. This is all simple, but deep. Y'all wisdom is all complex. It make your head hurt, but it's shallow than a you get it? And so again, starts with hot air and cool air, The inhale, that's nice and cool, like a West Indian breeze. But that exhale, that's where that hot stink. But these two merge together. This is what creates the water within. If you ever wondered, why don't I pee out all my water? You produce water within yourself every time you breathe. Hot air meets cool air, and you get it? You're constantly producing new water. And that water is becoming thick and mucousy over time. Of course, it'll get salty first. Like y'all emotional states. Y'all get a little upset and hot, and then y'all start tearing. Y'all tears are salty. It's coming from inside of you. You made that inside your own self. That part. You stay like that too long, you get a little thicker, meaning them tears start coming out your nose. It's snot. It's salty too, just like the tears. That's how you know it's the same thing. It just transcended into something a little more thicker. And if you keep it up, you get my point. This is why emotional states is important. Toxic. You can make yourself unhealthy just from being sad or angry for too long. And some of you are like that now. You have an anger or a sadness buried deep within. And you let it go sometimes, but it's there. And you get it? You're killing yourself every day. You don't realize it. And so, like I said, I like to do these lessons sitting on a yoga mat, maybe a group of 4 or 5. And you get my point? Teach y'all some certain stretches to loosen the self up and relax the self within. Get you to a place where you can kind of sit Indian style without being uncomfortable, like you're going to fall back with something. And then, focus on your breath, keeping your back erect so you can really feel the presence and the force of this breath I'm speaking of. And that pulsating force within me, the breath, it's the same thing that's in you. It's not separate. We all sharing the same force. Again, we're all sharing that same force. I don't want you to think like, oh, I got my piece and you got your piece. No, it's the same breath. It's everywhere. You get it? You don't have your own pulsating force within you. It's everywhere. You get it? It's vibrating like that or pulsating like that everywhere. Think like a speaker. Everybody feel a vibration in their chest in the party. Everybody. But it's coming from the speaker. It ain't got nothing to do with our chest. We just all feel it there. And so you get it? That's the jiva, the life force. Again, that's the life force within self, that pulsating breath. When you're being still and you're just paying attention to it, that's the Atman, or the pure consciousness. And so that's you and God. You get it? That breathing is God, the life force, and you the witness. and say, hold on, I thought they, and whatever I follow, they told me we was God. And you a witness. You got no self-awareness. So y'all hear an ego. Y'all say, I'm God. Y'all looking to control things. Y'all overlook. Y'all just witnessing things. Even right now, you witnessing the splendor of Big Usia. You not me. You just witnessing it like that. We all just here as witnesses, but y'all ain't witnessing what y'all supposed to. And say, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. What is the source of y'all words? The breath. I ain't never seen the nigga that couldn't breathe talk. Make right quick and then see if you can talk. I never seen a nigga talk that could breathe. That part. The source of y'all words is the breath. Like I said, that breath is the source of your unconscious and conscious mind. And the word was with God. And the word was God. Again, if y'all be still and pay attention to the vibration or the pulsating force within self, speaking of that, in the beginning was the word. And the word was with God and the word was God. And there wouldn't, it says, in the beginning was the word and the word was with God and the word was God. And the same was in the beginning with God or with the word. Speaking of what I just showed you. In the beginning, am the witnessing. If you read down in that verse, it gets to Jesus and John. It says Jesus was the light and John was the witness. That whole little chapter, up until you get to the part like chapter 19, it's explaining the witness on the astral plane, the spiritual substance plane, and then on the physical with John and Jesus. You say that was witness. You get it? First, to say in the beginning was the word. The sound is twofold, meaning the sound and the hearing of it. That's the first witness or the first understanding. You have sound, and then you have the hearing of that sound. And both these things is like one coin with two sides. Your mouth and your ears, and both got to do with your brain or your mind. Your ears is bringing in words and your mouth is releasing them, but it's both going to one source. And when you run in your mouth, you can't hear. And when you're listening, it's hard to speak. Like that. Little ego. Yeah. Nobody fuck with me. I told y'all this. I'm sorry. Y'all have real ego. That's why y'all don't grasp anything. And I have play ego. I like to have fun. Y'all have real ego. It interferes with y'all learning. And so it's a deep thing. Humble self. You have to be like the humble servant. That's me. There's nobody more humble than me in life. If you find someone more humble than me, you best to believe they're going to be wiser if you understand what humble is. Now, to the rest of y'all that ain't on SSI, To the rest of y'all that ain't on SSI, salam, shalom. You gonna always have dum-dums in life that just pop in at any moment. This is what I mean when I say like people in the daytime have no self-awareness. Why steal? You'll suck a dick. If you lost, there was a movie called Menace to Society. The dude had two cheeseburgers. He stole them. He said, out these two double cheeseburgers, man, I'll suck your dick. So I'll say again, if you steal, you'll be sucking dick. And y'all better not never, anything I say makes sense. Y'all better grasp. Oh, you said it's a little choppy. I need to say that again. Oh, I need to say that again. I said if you steal, you'll suck a dick. If it doesn't make sense to you, go watch Menace to Society. He had two cheeseburgers. He said, I have these double cheeseburgers. He stole them. And if you steal, you'll be sucking dick. So if you young, you get it. Don't be coming in here stealing your head. Don't be stealing nowhere. Us. I see sucking dick in your future. And this is all. If you see Menace to Society, you know this is all fact. Yeah, maybe you never heard the slogan that way, but you get it. I'm a wise man. We gonna put it together how we need to put it together, but it's gonna make sense when I'm done. You feel me? You ain't gotta worry about that. I never heard it that way. I thought it's if you steal, you'll kill. Nah, it's how I said it. If you steal, you'll be sucking dick. You ain't about to stop no kids from stealing, telling them that dumb shit. If you steal, you'll kill. They like, so what? As long as I ain't the one dying, who cares? Who cares if that's what stealing lead to? But if you tell a man, if you steal, you'll be sucking dick out here. Most kids will be like, oh, I'll put this candy bar back. And put this candy bar back. Hold on now. But you got to give them, the example. Menace to Society. The fiend with the two cheeseburgers. You feel me? He said, hey, I got these cheeseburgers. Yeah, old dog shot him fast. So you feel me? If you steal, you'll be sucking it and die. The end. Believe me or don't. It's on you. Now let's get back to this breath. How long I been in? An hour and 14 minutes. Let's see what I check. Ain't nothing I say ain't right in some aspect. If you say, man, that's ignorant, it ain't ignorant. I gave example. Now, most of the people stealing is crackheads. They will suck you for some crack. If you'll steal, you'll pretty much do any damn thing. I don't know. That's the moral of the story. Now, I was about to go deep into the breath. Like I said, I was just trying to get y'all minds to grasp, Hinduism and a lot of these ancient scholarships are not that hard to grasp if you have proper understanding. But y'all are a little immature. Those of y'all that's interested in you're a little mature in age. Like I said, you can always do a one-on-one. I be traveling and stuff like that. Maybe I'll be in your city one day. You get it? You can pull up and do a one-on-one of some sort. And I'll explain to you, your breath. This all coincides with understanding God. God being something inside of self. When I say God, I'm using that word because that's what y'all familiar with. But talking about glizzies, man. Y'all could go for it. Ain't nothing like a glizzy with some mustard on it. You want a sub? I might make me a couple glizzies when I fit. You the type of dude eat glizzies with no bread, huh? They catch you outside eating glizzies, no bread, bare hand. That's a Frank. That dude eating hot sausages, no buns, just raw daddy in the glizzy. I'm telling you. Hold on now. Y'all strange in the daytime. Cover myself up because you niggas are molest somebody with y'all eyes. Like eating a raw glizzy looking at me. Who look at Silas' eyebrows. No, cat daddy. I am the cat daddy. Cat is poom poom. That's vagina. I am the cat daddy. Let me stop calling y'all cat. Let me stop calling y'all cat daddies. Cause y'all ain't getting no these cats. That's what we used to call it back in my day. Little cootie cat. Of course, some of us was the cat daddy. You know? Me. Not y'all, me. Virgil Lee said a grown man shouldn't be doing that. I don't know what y'all be talking about. A grown man shouldn't be telling no other grown man shit. So that's the first thing half y'all need to learn. This is why a lot of y'all get y'all eye blacked. You feel me? But I know what you meant. The glizzies. I'm about to make me a couple glizzies when I'm done with y'all. No bread. I like to cut my glizzies up and put ketchup and mustard on it. And you feel me? I eat it like back in the day. With a fork. I eat glizzies with a fork, no bun. Excuse me, I got splendor. You feel me? I was raised different. Yeah, the food was poor, but you feel me? We fork and knife that thing because you got to keep everything up to standards. Those of y'all that had glizzies in the hand, raw glizzies in your palm, just mm-mm, mm-mm. It's like drinking a 40 straight out the bottle. You ain't got no cup. You ain't got no buns. Now, like I said, if any of y'all are interested in a one-on-one on understanding your breath and how this coincides with, the voice in the mind. Y'all all have that voice that comes to y'all sometimes. Some of y'all voice is evil. You get my point? It all depends on your vibration, but like I said, yeah, it keeps dropping on my end. But like I said, I was gonna do thing now, but I'm a little too immature. Y'all gonna not have the vibration of it. If any of y'all have any questions, y'all can ask. And so understanding your breath and how this coincides with your unconscious and conscious mind, as well as higher thought, higher awareness. You can use the example when I told you to just focus on your breath. And at that moment, if you were paying attention to the breath, and then you heard when I said you're the Atman in this moment, or the witness, I wanted you to focus on that part of self as well, meaning you're being the witness of this breath. And then from there, I was going to bring y'all all the way through God, which is, a force within self. Some of y'all a little dirty inside, meaning the intentions is not good. The morality of self is not good. So you get my point? And that, you want to cleanse this self, meaning the mind, the emotional state. These things have to be cleansed before you do deep knowledge concerning the spirit. I don't want to say deep knowledge, but me bringing you through, because wisdom is a physical holding of the hand and bringing one along type of thing. You get my point? Like how I said, sit down, pay attention to your breathing, like that. Somebody bringing you along through real physical things you're doing. Not somebody ain't gonna get you nowhere. But you get it? The self got to be cleansed out first, the mind and the emotional state. Like I said, most people, they have bad intentions. selfish intentions, not true intentions. The morals may be a little raggedy. The emotional state may be a little damaged in that. You get my point? They can learn, but what they learn is going to get filtered through their vibration. And if their vibration, if their inner vibration is negative, whatever they're told is going to be filtered through that negativity. Meaning, certain things ain't going to come through that filter. You follow? The same way if you want a positive vibration, the negative things ain't going to come through your filter. And so you get it all as balance, but you want to cleanse self. When I say cleanse self, I mean you want the mind to be clear. No preconceived thoughts, no judgments. Just like when you was paying attention to your breath and you was just observing, witnessing, like that, receiving in. And so all is just the comings and the goings. Peace and wisdom lie in Zion, Tori and Howard, and the rest of the channel members. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna be putting about another 1,000 or so videos on the because all my videos are on private right now. But I'm gonna be putting about 500 to 1,000 more on adding about 500 more to the members only section. So if you're not a member, join. If you're if you're not a member, join. And if you're not a member, make sure you keep coming. You know, I don't have the desire for nonsense. In the acts. Salam, shalom, shadow. And the rest of the channel members, those of y'all that don't speak, salam. Make sure you lock in, I guess, you know. Life is all about order, so you want to get yourself on the order. Meaning, I taught y'all about idle time. You know, and how that can work out. And so you want to start to look at your life and start to put it in order, meaning the order you want. Because, of course, we live the order of the society. So y'all wake up and rush to work and get off work and you get it. Y'all have a whole bunch of things to do or orders, you know, pick up the kids and that. And it keep you stuck in this little circle where, you know, you do the same thing every day. But these ain't things that you necessarily ordered yourself. So you want to get to a point in life where you get it. You can make your own order. You say, man, I wake up in the morning, I do my breathing, my walking, then I come back from my walk and I eat, and you get it? Positive order. In that, everything you're doing is adding to the self. You get my point? Meaning everything you're doing over time, it should be adding to the self. So you say, man, every day I wake up and I do my little 20-minute walk. After about 3 months of that, you get it? You should see some progress in yourself somewhere just from walking every day for 4 months. And say, I'm going to read a book every day. After about 30 days of that, you should be a little wiser than you was. Like it froze up on my end. But like I said, just make sure y'all, if you're young, whatever you do for a living is what you're going to be doing most of the time of your days. So whatever you do for a living, make sure it's something that's going to add to the self, whether it adds to the mind, it better the emotional state or the physical vessel. Make sure whatever you do is going to better you. Some of y'all say, man, I'm going to get me a YouTube channel because they promoting for everybody to get one. Well, whatever you decide to do, make sure it serves you. You fat and shit like that. So maybe you should start a YouTube channel where every day you do 5 fucking push-ups. You say, that's stupid, Solace. It ain't gonna be stupid after the first year when you done. You say, I ain't even barely get no subscribers doing that dumb shit. Yeah, but you sure look good. It served you. Like that. Whatever you gonna do, look ahead. Because you're gonna be doing it every day. In that, there's things that if you did it every day, you would see results like that. I say, what I want to do with my life, thinking that way. Or you can get on here and just gossip, but I don't know what that's going to do for your mind, emotional state, or your physical vessel after a year. Nothing like that. And say, maybe y'all come on here and start explaining different books I read. Well, if your job got to do with you explaining books, I suppose at some point you going to start reading. It froze up on my end, but like I said, whatever you going to do in life, sure it serve you, in the end. That way, when you're done, at least whatever you did, you got something out of it. Most people, they do things, and that when it's finally over, the thing burnt them clean out. They truly got nothing off it mentally, spiritually, or physically. Got whatever materials that they might have got off it, whether we speak in money or material items, they got that off it, but it did nothing to serve their mind, spirit, or their body. And so whatever job you gonna do or whatever career you gonna take, always think in that perspective. Whatever I do, a little bit over time and work out. Me, I had a problem drinking water, man. I hate it. But when I'm sitting here talking to y'all, do you get my point? I go through a whole bottle of water. Like that. I always use my moments for something greater concerning self. So to you, I'm just sitting here making a video. But during this video, I've been drinking water. You get it? The video's distracting me. I got juice over there, but I put the water here. Because I know why I'm doing the video. I'm just going to grab whatever's there. And I get to flush myself out, drink a lot of water. Now I can drink water without having to do a video. But, when I was younger, like in my early 30s or whatever, I used to have trouble drinking water. Now I can drink it easy, but doing it kind of helped. So, Torian Howard said, whatever you do, do it wholeheartedly and nothing half-assed. Salam, I agree with that. And so hopefully y'all got something out this video. Hopefully more than anything, it served Professor Dave and Lord Jamar. And both of them had too much ego. More than that, the professor, if he a real professor from a school, yeah, you got to get your thing together. Your etiquette and how you go about carrying things. That ain't the way. You get my point? And so, y'all be well. Like I said, those of y'all that want to know more about, the breath, so to say, the accurate way, you can email upscaleknowledge@gmail.com or visit my website and hit me up there, wiseservant.org or upscaleknowledge.org. And those of y'all that live a balanced life and you receive some deep jewels out this video, you can click the title. My links are there. I appreciate if you give back something. This is my work. And I'm signing out. Salam.